I didn't grow up dreaming of love. I dreamed of stability, a fridge that wasn't half empty, rent paid on time, a life where I didn't have to watch my mother cry behind closed doors because the bills kept coming, and the money never did. So when I met Ryan Whitmore, I didn't see a man. I saw a way out. He was quiet, reserved, always surrounded by lawyers and assistants, but there was a softness in the way he watched people, not judgment, just exhaustion, like he was tired of being looked at for what he had. We met through his aunt, who ran a charity I volunteered at. She said he was looking for someone elegant, polished, someone who wouldn't embarrass him at gala dinners. That's how she phrased it. He asked me to dinner the following week. It wasn't romantic. No flowers, no spark. He got straight to the point. My father is threatening to remove me from the board unless I settle down. I need a wife. You're smart, beautiful, and discreet. I'll take care of you in every way. In exchange, we marry. I nodded. He didn't smile. The wedding was like a movie. Thousands of roses. A custom-designed dress. The press calling me the Cinderella bride. Everyone wanted to know who the girl was that stole Ryan Whitmore's heart. They didn't know the truth. There was no love in our vows, only convenience. I moved into the mansion that night. Room after room of silence. Staff who barely looked at me. A husband who disappeared into meetings all day, returned late at night, and barely spoke more than 2 words to me, dinner or good night. But I didn't mind. At first, I had everything I ever wanted. Closet full of designer clothes. Trips to Paris. Spa appointments like clockwork. But the silence started to hurt. The loneliness felt louder than the poverty I had escaped. And then one night, everything changed. It was storming. A wild, violent rain. The power went out across the estate. I found Ryan in the library, lit only by candles, reading Wuthering Heights. "You like that book?" I asked, surprised. He looked up. It was my mother's favorite. She read it to me every night before she passed. It was the first real thing he had said to me in weeks. We talked that night about grief, about pressure, about how he hated being a businessman more than anything. But it was all he'd ever been groomed to be. "I've never been in love," he admitted, "but I wonder what it must feel like." I didn't answer, because I didn't know either. Weeks passed, and something began to grow between us. He started eating breakfast with me, asking about my day. He remembered my favorite tea, left notes on my vanity. Small things, thoughtful things, human things. And I started looking forward to seeing him. We actually laughed while painting an old garden wall one Saturday. We watched old movies in pajamas. I told him about my mother. He told me about the version of himself he lost in boardrooms. And I started to fall. Not for the mansion, not for the security, but for him. Ryan, the man who held his grief so tightly that he forgot how to be soft. The man who slowly, gently, let me in. But guilt followed every kiss, every smile. Every night we spent tangled up on the couch watching the stars from our glass rooftop. Because he didn't know the truth, that I married him not out of love, but desperation. So, I told him. One Sunday morning, I sat across from him at the breakfast table, my hands shaking. "I need to tell you something." He looked up, calm, gentle. "Okay, I married you for your money. Not because I loved you. I didn't even know you. I just wanted a way out of my life." He stared at me for a long time, then stood and walked to the window. "I know," he said softly. I blinked. "What?" "I knew. I saw it the day I met you. You didn't love me, but you were honest in your silence. And I thought, maybe honesty is enough to build something on." I started crying. "You should hate me." He turned and walked toward me. "I don't, because I watched you change. You didn't fall in love with my life. You fell in love with me." He knelt beside me and whispered, "Didn't you?" I nodded through tears. More than I ever thought possible. From that day on, our marriage began for real. No more pretending. No more silence. We traveled together, cooked together, argued, made up, held hands like we were 17, laughed in airport lounges, kissed in elevators, slow danced barefoot in the kitchen to old jazz records. I once married a man for his bank account, but I stayed for his heart. And he gave me something money never could. A love that was real. A home that felt like peace. And a version of myself I never thought I deserved. Thanks for watching. Please like and hit the subscribe button.